What is going on, online fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives, Make Money Online Trainer podcast. This is the #1 show for online fitness coaches who are trying to grow a successful online business. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 3 steps to actually achieving your fucking goals. All right. Now, this is the #1 podcast for online fitness coaches. And I just want to let you guys know that I'm giving back to my podcast listeners in the month of June. So if you want to be entered to win $1,000 cash, all you got to do is screenshot any podcast episode. That includes you, Clubhouse. Tag me in your Instagram stories, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at BMarkFit. Let me know that you're tuning in. Just by doing that, you're automatically entered to win $1,000 cash. All you got to do is screenshot and share the love, and you enter to win $1,000. What? I've actually done this 4 times. One of my, the last person that won the giveaway, his name was Dom. He used the giveaway money to buy a flight to Hawaii, which was super cool. He sent me a screenshot of his flight. He's like, yo, I bought a flight to Hawaii with the money you sent me. Thank you so much. I was like, all right, I like that. Okay, so guys, honestly, if we're being transparent, I'm exhausted as shit right now. I'm super tired, and I know that I don't seem super tired, like I'm coming at you with that energy, but I'm pretty tired today, and I'm exhausted because this last 7 to 14 days, I've been working pretty much 12 to 14 hours a day. We just launched the next version of the 10K Mastermind, and so the 10K Mastermind is basically my level 2 program, and in the Mastermind right now, the reason I was working so much is not only was I launching the next version of the Mastermind, as in talking to all the people that were interested in joining, but we also do have 21 Mastermind students right now that are in the program. And so I need to make sure as the person that's running the Mastermind, that every single student in my Mastermind gets results while I'm onboarding the new students. So right now in the Mastermind, I'm super pumped to announce that we literally have a 100% success rate, meaning that every single student that is in the 10K Mastermind is over $10,000 a month, which is fucking awesome. There's 21 people over 10K, and 50% of them are at or above 20K. We've got a couple students that are over 30K, a couple students that are over 40K, and one of them is actually at $55,000 a month. So the Mastermind's going super, super fucking well, and I'm really, really happy about it. And so the last basically 7 to 14 days, I usually take Saturday and Sunday off, but I spent the whole time working. I was enrolling 15 high quality applicants into the Mastermind. And I'm super excited because this Mastermind sold out in 36 hours. So we opened up applications 6 months ago. People started applying for it. And then we started accepting people, as in we started interviewing people this week. We had 50 people who applied for the Mastermind to be in the next level program. And then out of the 50 people, we invited 30 people to the interview process. Out of the 30 people that we invited to the interview process, we selected the top 15 and we invited them to join the Mastermind. And we literally sold out in the first 36 hours, which is fucking, it's crazy. That's actually the second time that's happened. The last Mastermind we ran, it was the same thing. We sold out in 48 hours. So it's really, really cool for me to think about the fact that there's so many high quality online fitness coaches that are that really, really want to work with us. We had to turn away 15 quality applicants because frankly, the way that I work in the Mastermind is I like to keep the environment super tight knit and intimate because I want the people in the Mastermind to really feel the fucking experience of working with me, Cole, and Tasha and Dawn on a really one-on-one level and a really intimate level where they're getting feedback on their business. And so when I'm looking through Mastermind applications, which is what I spent all weekend doing, which is why I'm tired. When I'm looking through Mastermind applications, what I'm looking for is basically 2 things. Number 1, is it the right time for your business? If you are in the 10K Coaching Academy and your business is growing, you have certain systems that you've got set up. And in order to go from 10 to 20 to 30K, it needs to be the right time. So what I'm looking for when I'm looking at these applications is this the right time for your business? The Mastermind's super intense. And in the Mastermind, we will turn you into a diamond if you're established enough to handle the pressure. So when I'm looking through applications, I'm is this the right time for this person? That's number 1. And number 2 is your mentality in the right place? Are you mentally prepared? We need to know that you're prepared to go all fucking in for the next extended period of time. Because if you join the Mastermind, this isn't the Mastermind is not an easy experience. I am very direct with my feedback in the Mastermind. I'm very straight up with you in the Mastermind. And I feel I'm like, I feel like in the academy, sometimes I don't want to discourage you. So I'm giving you like the compliment sandwich, but in the mastermind, it's like, yo, this is exactly what the fuck you need to hear. So your mentality needs to be in the right place to be able to handle that kind of feedback. Anyways, I'm excited. So if you're about to join the mastermind, don't worry. I know that it's intense, but it's also exciting. And we do have 100% success rate. So if you're coming in, like you're going to be successful. You're going to be surrounded by the right people. You're going to be in the right environment. And if you're like listening to this right now and you just joined the mastermind, you should be nervous, because being nervous means that you actually care about joining and that you're excited about joining and that it means something to you. And that's special. And I love that. Anyways, the waitlist for August/September enrollment is already open. We've already got 7 people on the waitlist, and I'm assuming that when we open it up for enrollment again around September, that it's going to sell out in 24 hours. So until then, we're going to continue serving our mastermind students and get them crazy results. Literally, like 3 mastermind students hit like $19,500 this month. 3 of them are over $30,000 this month. 1 of them hit $40,000. 1 of them hit $55,000. So I'm super pumped. I'm super tired because I feel like I've been working the last 2 weeks to get this off the ground and make sure that everybody's winning. But I feel like it's starting to work, and I'm gonna kind of take it fucking easy today. I'm gonna lighten my workload for the day. Okay, so let's get into today's podcast, which is 3 steps to actually achieving your goals. All right. 3 steps to actually achieving your fucking goals. That's what this podcast is. I want to talk about this concept because I think that a lot of people are really good at setting goals that they're not committed to. A lot of people are really good at setting goals that they're not committed to. A lot of people are really good at setting goals that kind of like they put on this vision board and they never look at again. Right. A lot of people are really good at setting goals and saying that they want to do all of these amazing things with their life. But when it comes down to the follow through and the accomplishing of those goals, it doesn't fucking happen. And I want to have this conversation because I don't want to, if you're listening to this right now and you've got big goals, dreams, or ambitions, and maybe you failed in the past, I don't want this to be the podcast that discourages you from setting bigger goals, because I think it's important to have this like big goal for what you want to do with your life. But I also think it's fucking important to know where you're at, right? So, and I'm going to talk about one of my clients, Don Lamb, in this podcast. It's really fucking important to know where you're at. Like, you can't just say you want to do all these crazy things, but then, not have the follow through. So I actually want you to achieve your fucking goals. So this podcast is going to talk to you if you failed in the past before, and maybe you set goals and you failed at accomplishing them. Maybe you don't set big goals. Maybe you're setting unrealistic fucking goals. This podcast is going to help you start setting goals that you can actually fucking hit, actually fucking accomplish, and then grow into the person that can start hitting Don Lamb style results. Okay, number one, online fitness coaches, 3 steps to actually achieving your goals. The first one, I want you to write this down, is know where you are and stretch 10%. Know where you are and stretch 10%. Remember when I was a fitness coach, I had somebody come up to me, and he was about 40 pounds overweight. And he came up to me when I was a fitness coach, and he's like, I want to do a fitness competition this year. And I looked at him and I said, no. He's like, what do you mean no? I'm like, no. You can't do a fitness competition this year. I'm like we've got to focus on one step at a time. Like, we can do one next year, but I really want to focus this year on making sure that we're losing weight one step at a time and doing it in a healthy way that's sustainable and putting on some lean muscle tissue. And in a year, we can do a fitness competition. He's like, well, screw you. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do that for you. Right? It's just no. The answer is no. Because I think that a lot of people are setting these unrealistic goals because they're not being fucking real with where they're at. So online fitness coaches, I get a lot of people that come into my program and they're like, yo, bro, B-Mark, I saw your Instagram and I'm going to be the next Don Lamb. I'm going to be the next Don Lamb. I'm like, okay, cool. I love that. How much are you making per month? They're like, 2K. I'm like, we have a fucking problem. You can't be the next Don Lamb if you're not making 3K a month. That's not what you should be aiming for, right? Guys, this is super fucking important. Too many online coaches are acting like they're above where they're currently at, and they're not being actually fucking real with where they're currently at. Guys, you need to know where you are right now, and then you need to grow 10%. That's your goal, right? Know where you are and grow 10%. Am I saying that getting results like Don Lamb is impossible? Absolutely. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that it makes a lot more sense logically to go for a trajectory that like goes slightly up, because some people, and guys, like the problem with growth is that you can't just grow like results wise in your business. You also have to grow mentally. Question: how many of you online fitness coaches have ever achieved a higher income goal that you were expecting and then you self-sabotaged? If you've done that, say me. Like, you made more money than you thought you were going to make and then you self-sabotaged. How many of you guys have ever done that? The reason for that is that when you're setting goals for your business, you have to understand that it's not just your business that has to level up. It's also your mindset that has to level up. And you need to get used to making higher amounts of money. So it makes a lot more logical sense for you over the trajectory of time to know where you're at and to constantly grow 10%. Yo, that's how I got to $10,000 a month. I didn't do it fucking fat. Like, I feel like when you guys see, like, those of you guys that follow me on Instagram know this, like, it's almost like every third day somebody else crosses $10,000 a month, because I've learned the systems and like I went through the mistakes already. But for me personally, like, I didn't have a business coach that helped me get to 10K. Like, I had some people that I asked for advice along the way, but I got myself there. And the way that I got myself there is I was always aware of where I was at. Like, I always knew my income, always, every month. I always tracked my income every single month, always. And then I would always try to beat it by 10%. So if I was at like $5,500, I'd try to get like 6.5K next month. And then, you know, once I was at 6.5K, I was like, okay, now I want to get to like 7. Now I want to get to 8. Now I want to get to 9. Now I want to get to 10. Once I was at 10, I was like, okay, what's the next step? I'm like, I'm going to start hiring fucking trainers. And that's how my business grew. Guys, know where you are and grow 10%. If you're making 2K a month right now, don't say you're going to be the next Don Lamb. That can be a long-term vision for sure, but that's not going to get you out of bed because it's unrealistic. And your subconscious mind knows that you're kind of full of shit. Like, you can't just do that. It just doesn't happen overnight. And I'm not discouraging you if you have big goals, but I'm also saying, like, set that as like the long-term vision and then get real as fuck about where you're at and be like, okay, now I'm going to start to work and make progress from where I'm at 10% at a time. Does that make sense? Again, a lot of people don't track their income. Guys, if you want to get into a car, right? Like, let's say you wanted to drive to California. You can't just get in the car and drive, right? You'd have to know where you are first, and then you'd have to use the map, and then you'd have to map it out from here for wherever you are to California, and then you'd start driving, right? That's it. In your goals, you can't just say like, I'm going to make 10K and then not actively track where you're at. Guys, what we don't measure doesn't improve. So you can't just say, I'm going to make $10,000 a month, but then you're not aware of how much you're currently making. Like, once you know where you're at, set the goal of making 10% more than that this month. So step number 1, guys, this is like this podcast is being dropped at the start of the month, which means if you're listening to this right now, I want you to track your income for the last month, write that shit down, and then set the goal of beating that by 10% this month. And if you're just so happen to be listening to this podcast in the middle of the month, well, track your income for the last 30 days or track your income for the previous month and then try to beat that this month. Once you know where you're at, set the goal of making 10% more. Guys, it's the start of the month. Set them goals. Set some goals, and not some like, I'm going to be the next Don Lamb goals. Cause like, I love that people have that mentality, and I love that Don set the tone, but Don, you can't be Don Lamb right away. It's just not going to happen. Don Lamb did 7 fitness competitions. He won a bunch of them. He took over. Everybody knows him in Canada. Like, Don Lamb is a unicorn. So don't try to be Don Lamb right away. You should try to be the best version of yourself. So know where you're currently at and beat yourself by 10%. Does that make sense? Cool. Number 2. Número 2. The second step to actually achieving your freaking goals. Number 2. Do something uncomfortable daily. Do something uncomfortable daily. That seems like a weird thing for a goal setting, goal accomplishing. What? Think about this for a second. If you were already capable, qualified, and like capable, qualified, worthy / deserving of your goals, you would already fucking be there. Like, if you were already capable and qualified to make $10,000 a month, you would already be making $10,000 a month. The reason you're not there is because you're not ready. Because your habits and rituals have kept you at whatever income level you're at. And so if you're at 3K a month, you have habits and rituals of an online trainer that makes $3,000 a month. If you're at 5K a month, you have habits and rituals that of an online trainer that makes $5,000 a month. And that's it. That's facts. And so if you want to get to $10,000 a month, then you absolutely must break your habits and rituals. You need to do something uncomfortable. Like the definition of a habit is something that we do automatically over and over again. And anything we do automatically over and over again is no longer uncomfortable. It just becomes like, we're just doing it. So if you want to break your income ceiling, then you must do something that gets you out of your habits and gets you out of your comfort zone. Yo, straight up. Why do you guys think that I committed to podcasting 5 times a week and going live 5 times a week? Because going live is fucking uncomfortable as shit. Like, especially when I first started going live consistently, I really do think that like I definitely wasn't as mentally strong as I am now, but going live every single day at the same time forced me to work on my mindset, because at 10 a.m. PST, I'm fucking live. And so if I don't work on my mindset at 10 a.m. PST, everybody gonna see. And so that's uncomfortable, right? And in that discomfort, there was growth. So that's why I committed to going 10 a.m. PST every single day. I actually used to just do my lives at sporadic times in the day, but forcing myself to do it at the same time every day caused me to just get uncomfortable every single day. And because I'm uncomfortable every single day, I grow every single day. Same reason. So I know that some of you guys have heard me say this, but I sprint every single morning at 3:15 in the morning. I do 5 100-meter sprints. I roll out of bed. I do a quick 3-minute warm-up. I roll out of bed, put my shoes on, put my shorts on, put some deodorant on so I don't smell like ass, go outside, do like a quick 3 to 5 minute warm-up, and then I sprint. I do 5 100-meter sprints. Why do you guys think I do that? Because it's uncomfortable as fuck. It's super uncomfortable. And if I can condition myself to be uncomfortable, then achieving my goals, which is uncomfortable, doesn't really seem so far to reach. Remember this. Everything in life that you want is outside of your comfort zone. Otherwise, you would already have it. And so if you want to accomplish your goals, step number 2 is you need to leave your comfort zone every single day. Every single day. You need to do something that makes you uncomfortable. Does that make sense? All right, so number three is not going to be one that you're expecting. It's not going to be one that you're expecting. Number 3 might be like a wake-up call too. So it's your opportunity to turn out before I tell you, because once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Number 3, sacrifice the vice that holds you back. Sacrifice the vice that holds you back. Bet you weren't expecting this. Do you vape? Do you vape? Do you say that vaping helps you focus? Do you drink every day? Do you chew tobacco? Do you smoke weed every day? Do you do MDMA casually? Do you hang around with negative people? Do you go out and party once a month? Do you hang out with super negative friends or family members? Yo, you guys want to know when my life really started to go to the next level? Like really started to fucking... It's when I started sacrificing my fucking vices. Because like, yo, like for me, it's like I view like anything that I do that causes me to have an altered state that could affect me accomplishing my goals is something that I need to remove from my life. And maybe not permanently, but definitely temporarily so that I can focus on that fucking thing that I want. Like guys, when I first started dating Kirst, I remember she told me, she was like, I'm not going to date a boy that parties. So I was like, okay, like I won't drink for 100 days. So I literally went 100 days completely sober. No marijuana, no drinking, nothing. 100 days sober. And that 100-day sprint was like the start of this, obviously I quit my drug addiction like 7 years ago, but we're talking about like leveling up now. Going 100 days sober was what helped me realize that I need to make sacrifices if I want to be successful. I need to start sacrificing my vices. And so for me, it was like, man, I was drinking on the weekends, and I was kind of like, I was, I was like, okay, I'm fucking done. I won't go out anymore and I won't drink on the weekends. And that in itself was like, level up. So then, more recently, I like when Kirsten, like me and Kirsten, obviously when COVID happened, before COVID, we were going on vacations all the time. And when we go on vacations, like we would just go out and we get wasted. We're like, we're in our 20s. We'd go out, we'd party. And then I realized, I'm like, yo, that's fucking with my vibe. Like, it's just like making it so that when I come back from my vacation, I feel like shit. So I just stopped doing that. That's it. I just stopped. And then when COVID happened, when we had a couple nights where we got like obliterated on wine. And then we realized we're like, this is not a fun thing. Let's not do this anymore. And like, now it's like the amount of time that me and Kirsten are hungover is literally like 1 in every 6 months. Like, we just don't like fucking doing it because it affects our goals. It like causes us to be off for a week, and we're living lives where we're actually so fucking excited to get out of bed every single day because like everything that we want is happening, unfolding in our lives because we're working so hard. So I don't want to do anything that fucking damages that. But I think that a lot of people, the reason that they would party and drink and do whatever is it's like they're not fully satisfied with the results that they've created. And so doing that kind of stuff is like an easy distraction from their current reality. But like, I don't want to be distracted from my reality because I'm living in my fucking dream. And if you want to live in your dream, if you want to be like immersed in that fucking vision that we talked about yesterday, if you want that, then you need to start making sacrifices. Like, you need to sacrifice the vices that are holding you back, including like, negative ass friends. Like, if you have some negative ass friends that you're hanging out with every single day because you've known them forever, like, that is holding you back. Straight up. I had to cut out one of my family members this week because it was like I got a message, and it was like a message that triggered me from when I was younger. I was like, I'm done talking to this person because I like every single time I talk to them, it's like they like suck me back down. I'm like, nope, I'm just not going to do it anymore. It doesn't mean forever, but it means for now, for sure. Guys, when I like chewing tobacco was another one of my vices. I would do it every single day up until January this year. And then I was just like, one day I was like, I'm going to fucking quit. And so I listened to the audiobook by Alan Carr. It's called The Easy Way to Quit Smoking. If you're struggling with smoking or vaping, I recommend doing that. The Easy Way to Quit Smoking. It's amazing. I listened to that and then I quit. I haven't looked back. I sacrificed a vice. And when I sacrificed that vice, like, guys, I can't tell you how much more amazing I felt every single day. It's almost like when I was chewing tobacco / I would have casual nicotine with vaping or whatever. It's almost like I felt like guilty. Like I had this like shame. I was like walking around with this like shame. And I was like, man, like I felt like I was like hiding from the world. But as soon as I stopped doing that, I'm like, I don't have anything to hide anymore. So I just felt way better every single day. Right. So sacrificing your vices. And guys, when I'm talking about cutting out people that like are super negative, like this year, I had to cut out somebody that was super fucking close to me because it was like a negative, toxic relationship. It was just toxic for me. It was just like, it was always negative. And so I had to cut out somebody that was really, really fucking close to me. And that caused a significant level up in my business and also my life. Guys, every single level that I've climbed, I've given up a vice. Because you can't accomplish your new goals as the old version of yourself. Like the old version of yourself, like your vice is one of the reasons why you're fucking are where you are right now. So if you blaze every single day, like you're creating the life that you're currently living. So if you like making 4K a month, blazing every day, then fucking you do you, boo. I'm not going to judge. If you are drinking every weekend and you're unhappy, like you're creating that. So cut out the fucking drinking and start working on your business on the weekends. If you're hanging out with super toxic, negative people every day and you're like, but then you're complaining about the results that you don't have. It's like, you're the one that's creating it because you're fucking hanging out with them every single day. Like you need to cut out your vices. Like you need to cut out your fucking vices because anything that you do that causes you to stay stuck at a lower vibration. And when we're talking about lower vibration, I'm talking about like, like you're negative or you're pessimistic or you're hungover or you feel like shit because you just drank or you feel shame because you're vaping when nobody's watching and you're an online fitness coach and you're puffing on your fucking vape and you're telling people to be healthy. Like if you feel guilt and shame about that, like that's going to prevent you from accomplishing your business goals. Straight up. If you want to level the fuck up, you need to give up the things that are holding you back. Get it? That's it, guys. That's all. So let's quickly recap. All right. So the 3 steps to actually accomplishing your fucking goals. Number 1 is to know where you are and stretch 10%. I think that a lot of people are really good at setting these like grandiose, like crazy goals that are way far out of reach. And then they just go boasting online about how they're going to be the next fucking big thing. It's like, what are your fucking actions saying? Number 1. And number 2, like if you're boasting that you're going to be the next Don Lamb, but you're making $1,000 a month, like maybe give yourself a reality check and set a goal that like stretches you a little bit outside of your fucking zone instead of pretending you're this big person. Like know where the fuck you're at and then stretch 10%. That's number 1. And knowing where you're at is also being like tracking your numbers. I think a lot of online coaches don't track their numbers. And I think one of the things that got me to $10,000 a month and then kept my income growing is I was always aware of what my numbers were at. And even now as a business owner, like I always know my fucking numbers. I always know my numbers. Every single month, every single month. I track my numbers. I'm like, cool. How did I do? What was my income? What were my I'm always aware of my numbers. Always. You need to know your fucking numbers. So know where you're at and stretch 10%. Number 2, do something uncomfortable daily. The reason I committed to doing live streams and podcasts five times a week is because it's uncomfortable. All right. Number three, and I think this is the most important one, is you need to give up your vices. Give up that vice that's holding you back. Give up that vice that's holding you back. Maybe it's vaping. Maybe it's drinking. Maybe it's chewing tobacco. Maybe it's smoking weed. Maybe it's casually partying. Maybe it's being around negative ass friends. Maybe it's doing MDMA casually. Maybe you go out once a week, once a month, once every 2 months to party. Yo, give up the vices that are holding you back if you want to reach the next level. You want to level up, you got to give up the things that are holding you back. Guys, that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Change Lives, Make Money Online Training Podcast, the #1 show for online fitness coaches who are trying to go successful in their business. If you got value from today's episode and you want to be entered to win $1,000 cash, all you need to do is screenshot any podcast episode, share it to your Instagram stories, tag me at BMarkFit. Let me know that you're tuning in and you're automatically entered to win $1,000 cash. Peace, love, protein. Have the best day of your entire life, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Let's go. What's up, fam?
What up, squad?
How you doing? On Facebook, I accidentally pressed the back button, so I'll have to use my Instagram audio. Oopsie, I accidentally exited it out. Caleb, what do you think of the podcast, Brody? Guys, if you want to come hang out, Clubhouse. Clubhouse.
So much value being dropped, and I think that
3 steps to actually achieving your fucking goals on Clubhouse.
And 2, just like you mentioned in the podcast, they aim too big. Like, just like I mentioned, if you're in the 10K Academy, I challenged you guys to level up, to start thinking